Welcome back to my channel. It's time for the August readathon. So this will be my 8th readathon this year. And I feel like I've said it before where I know there have been readathons where I don't know if I'm going to hit 24 hours and then I do. This one, I really don't know because we actually have a lot of social activities that my family and my friends are going to this weekend. So tonight we have a Jonas Brothers concert. Tomorrow I have to get my hair dyed, and then I have a party for my mom's godmother. And then on Sunday we have a baby shower. And since we live in the country, all of these drives are a minimum of like 45 minutes away, not to the hairdresser. That's luckily a 5-minute drive, but everything else is a lot of driving. And for some of these drives, I'll be with people. Some of these drives I'll be by myself, meaning I can listen to audiobooks. So I want to go over the audiobooks I have and then the physical books. I'm not bringing my Kindle because I've read so many ebooks this month that I feel pretty up to speed there. So I'm really excited to just have physical and audiobooks. And I feel like because I prioritize ebooks so early in the month, I'm able to bring just like less stuff. Not that my Kindle's very big, but I just realistically don't think I'm going to be able to read more than what I physically have on my physical TBR, and then also try to supplement a Kindle book. So for audiobooks, I'm currently halfway through Twisted Hate. This is a long book for a romance. Oh my gosh, it's so much, and this was the book in the Twisted series that I was most excited for, and to be honest, it's kind of feeling like a letdown, which just kind of sucks. I really wanted to like this book, and maybe it'll turn around in the next like 7 hours that I have left of it. So that'll be audiobook number 1. I'm anticipating finishing that tomorrow. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but we'll see. When I do finish it, because I will finish that audiobook during this readathon, then I have the Davenports, which is something different. I haven't really listened to anything like the Davenports in the past few months. My audiobooks have been very heavy on like romance related books, and since this has a little more history behind it, I believe it's supposed to have a little more history behind it. I don't fully know what the Davenports is about. Then it'll be a nice departure from the romances that I have been reading. I'm really excited for the Davenports. I feel okay about Twisted Hate. And then my physical books, those are what I'm most excited to read. And of course, that's what I have the least amount of time to read. So these are my 3 physical books. And I just realized I said I'm excited. I'm excited for 2 out of 3 of these. I'm sure we can guess which 2 I'm excited about and which one I'm not. First off, we have The Coworker. This comes out the day this video is being posted. I got this early in the mail, and Frida McFadden's publisher reached out to me via email, and I feel so lucky to have a copy of this book early. I'm so excited. I flew through The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret, so I'm sure I'm going to fly through this again. And I feel like any of her audiobooks I see on Libby are also really short, so I feel like this will be a pretty fast physical read. This is going to be my first priority because I really want to finish reading it before the book releases, so that hopefully Frida McFadden's publishers see that I like prioritize her books when they're sent to me and I get sent more books. My second priority is The Final Gambit. I told myself this month for August, if I finished 1 book in the Inheritance Game series that I had left, I had The Hawthorne Legacy and The Final Gambit, that I would get a ticket to meet Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She's coming to a bookshop somewhat near me, not very close, but I don't mind driving to see her. And so I finished The Hawthorne Legacy, I bought my ticket, and now I really want to finish The Final Gambit so that when I go to the book signing, there's no spoilers. The book signing isn't for 2 more weeks, so I know I'll be able to finish this in 2 weeks. I feel like I usually read her books pretty fast. I think that's a universal experience. Maybe it's not, but I feel like the majority of people read the Inheritance Games very, very fast. So I am excited for this one once I finish The Coworker. I am thinking in terms of, you know, if I'm going to finish these 2 books, then I may as well have a third. And that third book is The Kingdom of the Feared. I haven't touched this all month. Not at all this month. I have been focusing on some other physical books. I think this month, and I'll fact check this at some point, I've read 4 physical books and 3 ebooks, which is really exciting because obviously that's more book buying credits for me. And I just haven't had a desire to pick this one up. And I just want to finish this series. I just want to get there. And last time, I feel like I took a month off between the first book and the second book. And now this is my month off between the second and the third book. Maybe that's just what I need. I'm not really sure. If I get to this book, I will honestly be so impressed with myself because that means I will have read a lot of physical books. So this is my vision for this readathon. I'm actually not going to read right after this clip. I want to get a workout in and finish packing, and then I'm going to drive down to my parents' house. My parents live about like 40 minutes outside of Chicago, and that's where the Jonas Brothers are playing tonight. So I want to drive down there before the workday starts, and during that drive I'll listen to Twisted Hate the entire time. And then once I get to my parents' house, I'll have to see what my work phone has, because I have a few tasks for work, all tasks which I can listen to audiobooks during, so I'll continue to listen to Twisted Hate. But once I finish the majority of those tasks, I'm pretty much just on call by my phone until I have some afternoon meetings. And because I'm on call and I don't need to be like reading actively on my computer screen or typing in a spreadsheet actively, I really want to try to read The Coworker and get a good start on that. And then we have the Jonas Brothers concert, and then in the morning of Saturday I need to drive back to get my hair done, about another hour listening to Twisted Hate, and then during my hair appointments I can usually read a physical book, and then coming back to Illinois for the party, which is going to be more audiobook time, and then driving back up on Saturday night. Once I'm home, that Saturday night to Sunday morning, I think is going to be my biggest chunk of time to physically read The Coworker and hopefully The Final Gambit. And then we have the baby shower, and then after the baby shower, I have more reading time. So I really don't know what it's going to look like. I really hope I'm able to get a lot of reading in, but I'm also really excited for the social events that are coming up this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to balance reading, which I usually love to do at the end of the month, with these social events that I'm really excited for. We'll see how many books I can read. Last month I only finished 2 books during my readathon, and I would really love to finish more, but I am not setting myself up for success at all. So let's go work out, get everything packed, and then we're going to listen to our audiobook in the car. All right, we're in the car, about to go. Let's start this readathon. All right, I made it to my parents' house where I'm going to do some work for a little bit. We are at 1 hour and 7 minutes into Twisted Love. I was most excited about this book, and I'm still not like 100% sure if it's going to live up to that expectation. I don't know. We're definitely getting into more of like the mystery part of the Anna Huang books. I feel like they start off pretty spicy, but then get more mysterious. So that's kind of where we are right now. And I have some work to do on my computer, but as soon as I'm done with that, then I'm going to pick up The Coworker and start reading it. It is almost 9 o'clock right now, and I have about 6 hours until I think we're gonna leave for the Jonas Brothers concert, so we'll see how much reading I actually get done over that time period. I jinx myself every readathon saying that there's not going to be a ton of work, and then there is a ton of work. So it is 10:45. We are at 1 hour and 51 minutes. Not as far as I would like because I keep getting phone calls. I have a meeting in about 45 minutes, but I want to at least try my best to read a little bit of The Coworker. My mom saw this book, and I had told her that the publisher was going to send it to me, and she said it looked really good, so I would love to try to finish it and then just be able to leave it with her this weekend once I finish it. So we're gonna see how far I can get, hopefully in the next 45 minutes. Am I gonna be interrupted? I would say yeah, but we'll just see how it goes. All right, we're 3 hours into the readathon. I'm almost 100 pages through the Frida McFadden book. I really like it. This is my shirt for the Jonas Brothers with a little Taylor Swift reference. I don't have my bracelets on yet, but I will. And I am going to bring this with me just in case there's some downtime at the stadium. And I'll also bring my headphones in case I want to listen to Twisted Hate in between, you know, when everyone's getting settled and whatnot. So yeah, 3 hours. That means we have 21 to go. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to read any more today. It'll be really interesting to see where this readathon lands. All right, we are back home after the Jonas Brothers. We dressed up from Camp Rock, as I showed in the previous clips, and they played a Camp Rock song. Y'all, I had no idea. I had none. I didn't know. And then I was so embarrassed that I didn't realize it was a Camp Rock song. That's definitely my bad. In terms of reading, I didn't really do a lot of it yesterday, and I was reflecting on past readathons, and typically, if I get 5 hours on Friday, I feel like I'm in decent shape, and I only got 3 yesterday. I didn't read anything past that. Since I did drive home from Illinois to Wisconsin, I got about another hour-ish in, a little bit more than that. So now we're at 4 hours
and 23 minutes. And on the agenda today, I still have a hair appointment in like an hour and 40-ish minutes. And sometimes I can read during that, but I haven't seen my hairstylist in a while, so I don't really know how much I'm actually going to read. And then literally right after the hair gets styled, I have to go and drive to Illinois for a surprise party. I might be driving to the surprise party. My mother might be driving me, not sure. So that might provide more audiobook time. And then I don't know what time I'm supposed to get back tonight. Zero idea. So I am about 4 hours away from finishing Twisted Hate, and I don't hate it. I guess I feel like Jules's backstory is just a little underwhelming to me based off the hints we got in books 1 and 2 of the Twisted series. I feel a little underwhelmed by it. However, I will say this is the spiciest of the 3 books, and I kind of appreciate Anna Fong for doing that because I feel like you start with Twisted Love, and then there's a step up in Twisted Games, and now you have another step up in Twisted Hate. So it's like she's almost easing you into that world, which I actually really appreciate for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna like it more than Twisted Love. I definitely think I like it more than Twisted Games. So we'll just have to see kind of where it falls as I listen to the last few hours. And then I haven't stopped thinking about The Coworker. I really want to get back into this. I'm super interested in this one. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I understand some of the references that were given in the PR package for this book. And like I said yesterday, I'm about 100 pages in. I'm really curious to see, since today's not a work day, what an hour and a half of hopefully uninterrupted reading looks like and how far I can get into this Frida McFadden book, because I feel like I'm gonna breeze through it because I have a lot of questions. I don't know who did it, but I have a lot of questions and the suspicions are starting to rise, and I don't trust Frida ever when she writes main characters, so I'm definitely suspicious. So we're gonna see how many pages we can read in the next hour and a half before going to the hair salon. I always bring a physical book to the hair salon. I can't really listen to audiobooks because they're working on my hair and I don't want to ruin my headphones. So I will probably catch up with you either right before the hair salon or after my hair is completely done. Okay, my hair is done from the salon. I was able to read quite a bit of The Coworker while I was at the salon. I'm almost on page 200. I really want to continue reading this book. I feel like it's so good. I really like Frida McFadden's writing style. I think it's just fast-paced, and I can never guess the Frida McFadden plot twist, so I would recommend this if you like her books. I would say start with The Housemaid, and if you can see the plot twist in The Housemaid coming, I feel like you're just not going to enjoy her books. And I did listen to more of Twisted Hate. I'm about a quarter of the way from being done. I'm just really disappointed in Jules's backstory, but we're gonna see how this book ends. I see the setup for book 4. I'm somewhat interested in book 4, but not really as interested as I was for book 3, which kind of makes me feel let down. So I'm currently at 7 hours. I don't have that other phone with me right now, but now we're gonna head off to this party. Ideally, I'd like to get 5 more hours in today and then do 12 tomorrow. Sundays are usually my worst reading days. I really don't know if I'm gonna get over 24 hours with this readathon. I definitely want to finish The Coworker and Twisted Hate, period, and hopefully get to some other books, but I don't know where the next update will even take us, if I'm going to be able to read at all, but we'll see, and I'll keep you posted. All right, good morning. It is day 3 of the readathon. Unfortunately, we're not going to hit 24 hours in this readathon. We're currently at 8 hours and 36 minutes, and it is 7 a.m., which means that there are, I believe, so there's 8.5 hours, and I feel like if I was solely reading the entire day, even until midnight, I believe that adds up to 24, but since that's not what I'm gonna do, and because we have a baby shower today, that means that this is gonna be the first official readathon I don't hit 24 hours, which is okay. I feel like that is just part of life and learning to balance social life with reading. I think this is actually going to be a good lesson for me, especially as somebody with OCD who really likes routines and having everything done exactly perfect each time. This is a great exposure therapy for that, but I'm still gonna want to see how far I can actually read in terms of time today, even including going to the baby shower. So we leave for the baby shower at noon. It's a little past 7 right now. So I have 4.5 hours with realistically a little bit of getting ready. My main priority is The Coworker. I didn't read this at all yesterday during the party, so I'm really excited to get back to it. And I didn't listen to the audiobook during the party either. I listened to the audiobook on my drive home and a little bit this morning. So let's see how far we can get with The Coworker. I do have the physical book of The Final Gambit that I'll pick up after. And then I have 2 hours left of Twisted Hate. And because it's going to take us about an hour to drive to the baby shower and an hour to drive back, there's a chance I could finish it during one of the drives there. So let's get on to The Coworker. I'm really excited to see how that book is going to end. Okay, we are back home from the baby shower. It was really fun, but not a lot of reading done, which is, I think, just like the trend of this readathon and trying to be social and reading, right? They just don't inherently go hand in hand, I guess, unless you're at a book club or wanting to read together with other people. We are at 12 hours and 41 minutes. I did finish 2 books since the last update. First was The Coworker. I don't fully know how to feel about this one, but I still liked it. I just don't think it was as good as The Housemaid or The Housemaid's Secret. It was still very, very good. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm just gonna say that I guess like the resolution of the book left me with a different feeling than the other 2 books had left me with some better feelings of resolution. But that's like, until the end, I was convinced it was gonna be a 5 out of 5 star book. So probably like a 4.5 out of 5 star, which is still very good. And then I also finished Twisted Hate. This is probably like a 3, honestly, like maybe lower. I gotta think about it for a little bit. But I did finish 2 books, so I didn't really like Twisted Hate even as much as Twisted Games. And Twisted Games, I just didn't really like the main male character. But in Twisted Hate, I don't know what it was for me. I wasn't the biggest fan, I guess, of just like, I don't know, like Jules's backstory didn't hit right for me. And like one of the storylines that, you know, led to your typical third act breakup, it just wasn't for me. So I don't know if I would pick up the 4th one. It's not available on Libby as an audiobook, so I'm definitely not picking it up right away, but we'll just have to see. And then I did start the Davenports, which I think I'm going to really like. It's 4 different perspectives following a family plus one of the best friends of the family in 1910 Chicago. I believe it's based off of the Pattersons, which is pretty fun. I haven't read a historical fiction in a while. And now I'm going to start reading The Final Gambit and just see how far I can get. If I can get to 15 hours, I'd be happy. Maybe 16, maybe 17. I don't really know. It just depends on how much reading we can get done tonight. So probably not finishing another book, but hopefully going to make some good progress.
All right, it's the Monday after the first readathon where I didn't read for 24 hours. That's okay. I feel like it was still good to see in terms of how to balance socially going out to events and seeing people and then also reading. I definitely feel like during these readathons I prioritize reading more over the weekend than I do on an average weekend, and I'm really proud of still finishing 2 books. So we read for 15 hours and 11 minutes, and during that time I was able to finish Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. But again, I'm really still not sure what exactly I want to rate this. I'm leaning towards just like a 3, maybe 2.5 star. It was definitely my least favorite of the 3, so I don't fully have my rating fleshed out for that one yet. That was the only audiobook that I finished. I did start listening to the Davenports. I'm really excited to have that for the rest of the month of August to listen to. I think it's going to be really good. And in terms of physical books, I did finish The Coworker. I'm leaning towards a 4.5 out of 5 stars for this one. I didn't find the ending as satisfying as the other Frida McFadden books that I own, but I still really liked the entire ride pretty much up until the end. Not that I think the ending was bad, it just didn't leave me as satisfied as the other books have. So really happy I have a copy of this. I thought this was a great read, and I feel like if you're a fan of Frida McFadden, this is a good one for you. And then I did really make some progress in The Final Gambit. Before I was using the front tab of my hardcover as the bookmark, and now I'm onto the back tab, and I don't switch the tabs until I'm over halfway through the book. That just, you know, gives me some peace of mind in terms of if I'm on the first or second half. So I did get to the second half of the book. I don't have too much left, which is really exciting because I am meeting Jennifer Lynn Barnes in like 2 weeks for a book event. So really excited because I'll be able to finish the series before then, and I won't have any spoilers when I go and meet her regarding her new book. So very, very excited for that. And then no ebooks were read during this in terms of socially. Again, went to a Jonas Brothers concert, a baby shower, got my hair done, and another family party. So it was nice to see a lot of people. I definitely feel like I want to sit and read for like this entire week. Like I feel socially drained. But it was nice to be able to balance doing some social activities with reading because I dedicate myself so much during readathons that, you know, this was kind of nice to be a little bit flexible with. And again, I feel like it's just a good lesson to learn about being flexible with your schedules because, you know, if I was, I guess, super, super committed to the readathon, I definitely would have said no to the majority of those events. And I think I would have been sad that I missed out on those. So I think it is possible to be, you know, reader with a social life during a readathon weekend. Not everything has to be like the best that you've ever done. readathon every single weekend. So I feel like I got a lot of good lessons out of this readathon. I'm excited to see what I'm going to read in September, and if you have any suggestions for my TBR and you're watching this like in August, I would definitely take them because I'm really not sure what I feel like reading next month. Otherwise, stick around. I feel like I have some exciting videos coming up over the next few weeks in September, which is exciting. And then I'll definitely catch up with you all for the September readathon at the end of next month.